Hi guys, welcome back to the Liberated Mommy YouTube channel. I'm Alexia, part-time eBay seller, full-time working mom. I also have a blog, theliberatedmommy.com, where I kind of go over tips and tricks and things about trying to do a side hustle as a mom of a young toddler and trying to sell on eBay. So my goal right now is that I'm trying to get to where I can do eBay full-time because my job ends in May, at the end of May. Partially because I asked for it to end, but it also aligned with the fact that I've been working on my eBay business, trying to get it to a point where I can quit. And so I needed that kind of push to say, this is going to be it. So what I want to talk about tonight is productivity. I feel like I struggle with this, like seriously struggle with this. And I feel like potentially a lot of other moms do the same thing. And so for me, in particular, what happens is every Friday night, my son goes and stays with his grandparents. My husband works late. He has a business, a brick and mortar store that he works at. So Friday night is like this perfect opportunity where all of a sudden I'm free. I'm able to do whatever I need to do. And almost every single time I have all these plans, like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna clean my house. I'm going to list all these items on eBay. I'm gonna go sourcing. Oh, I'm also gonna write a blog post. And I have this idea for a YouTube video. And I just keep doing all this stuff. And then it comes down to Friday night, and I never seem to accomplish anything. And that frustrates me so much. I get so upset because every single time that happens, and I'm like, what just happened? I had essentially, from 5 o'clock on to get stuff done, and it's 10 o'clock, and I still haven't done much. And that happens every time. So this time I asked myself, why? Why is it that happens to me every time? And I realized that it's because I'm overwhelmed by the fact that I have so much time. It's like I'm in shock of, oh my gosh, I have all this time, all this stuff to do, and that I picked too many things to try to focus on. So I came up with 4 things that I think will really, really help people, help me, but help anybody be able to figure out how to optimize any free time you have. For me, it's Friday nights. For somebody else, it might be an hour or 2 hours, or maybe you get a night to yourself. If you have a supportive system, maybe they're able to give you that mommy time. So number 1 would be to be energized and ready to go. So one of the things that I personally have noticed is that it is such a bummer when you know that you're going to have all this time to work on your business, and then you get to that time and you're so tired. Because for me, it is super tempting to be like, nobody's at home, kids aren't there, husband's not there, I'll just grab something out to eat really quick. Well, it might seem harmless, but then I'm so groggy and like dragged down. So that's obviously not going to help me be able to work on my business at all if I'm super tired while doing it. The other thing is that not having enough sleep. So if you've been staying up every single night all week, and now it comes to your big night where you can actually work on things, if I only got 2 hours of sleep last night or something, and now it's Friday night, well, come 8 o'clock, I'm going to be exhausted. So for me, I think that it's really important to be able to either get sleep or have caffeine on hand, and to be able to fuel your body the way you need to be able to have energy. So don't eat fast food, don't eat lots of sugar, that kind of stuff in general, but you shouldn't do it definitely on the day you're going to be working really hard. You want to eat a well-balanced meal to be able to give you that energy so you can get stuff done, because that's the point, right? You don't want to be all groggy and going to sleep, even though having a big chunk of time can be tempting to take a nap, to be like, finally I get to sleep. But I promise you, taking naps is not going to move your business forward. Okay, second is to give yourself permission to focus on your business. One of the things I noticed also was that when it came down to, I have all this stuff I could possibly do, I felt kind of guilty that I wanted to do the things for me, which was working on my business. So because I look around and I'm like, there are toys everywhere, the dishes need to be done, there's laundry that needs to be done, and what kind of mom doesn't take the opportunity to make sure her house is clean? And I sort of asked myself, like, why? Why do I need to make sure that my house is spick and span right now? This is the time I have. I was so excited about that for my business. Why do I feel like I need to do it for, like, clean my house? So I started thinking about it, and I was like, it's just for appearances. Like, I would care if somebody came into my house and looked at it, and I wouldn't want it to be messy, but no one's going to be here. It's just me. And so what if they are? It would just be family, and I would just say, you know what? I had business to work on, but I'm going to clean it later, because I will. My son loves to clean, so it's a benefit. So really, I feel like it's okay if the dishes sit there one extra night. It's okay if the toys are strewn everywhere. I can get to it tomorrow, but what I can't do is work on my business tomorrow, per se, when my son is here. So this is my time. It's okay to work on what I need to work on, okay? Step number 3, or tip number 3, prioritize your list. So one of the things that happens is that you have this giant to-do list. We are busy people. People are busy in general. You're working, you're a mom, you have things to do, you're trying to do a side hustle, a business, all these things, to where you feel like your to-do list is never ending and you knock off one thing and just add another. My list is really, really long. And so what happens is when I have this chunk of time, I'm like, oh, I can do it all. I can cover all of these things. But that's not really realistic. And so what happens is you're going to end up focusing on something that it's maybe not the best use of your time. So I would say there are 2 main strategies for prioritizing your to-do list. Number 1 is figuring out what items can you not do when your kids are at home. So if you're kid-free for a little bit, what is it that you really just can't do when they're around, or it's really, really hard to do? So for me, that is listing on eBay. When I try to get on my computer, my son, it's like he knows. He has this like sense, and he's like, Mom is not paying attention to me. I need to go stop her from being on that computer. So he will literally come over there and try to shut the laptop, or he'll reach over and try to push all the buttons. And I try to say, no, Mommy's working, but that just doesn't always work. So it's really hard for me to list. And the second tip is that you need to prioritize the things that make you money. So there are a number of things I can do for my business, and they all need to be happening. Like, I can organize inventory, which means, taking the items, putting them where they need to go, making sure I have that correlating with the listing that's on eBay. Or I could be preparing shoes. I buy a lot of used shoes to sell on eBay. So if I need to clean those items to get them ready to photograph, that's also important. I mean, I really need to do those things. But those aren't actually making me money right now, not like listing is. So if I'm listing on eBay, that is literally the step that's needed to make me money. It won't do me a whole lot of good if I have a bunch of shoes clean or have a bunch of inventory done if I don't have any listings. That's how I get the money, right? And plus, that's the hardest thing for me to do when my son's here. It's not that hard for me to clean the shoes while he's like playing in the floor. I could sit in the floor and clean shoes beside of him. He wouldn't mind, right? I mean, keeping chemicals away from him. But, I could do that when he's here. Doing the inventory, I actually do that when he is here because I have a little play area for him in the basement. So while I'm putting stuff in totes over there, he's over there playing with cars and telling me about it the whole time. So for me, it makes sense for me to list because it makes me money and because it's the hardest thing to do when he's here. So again, prioritize what you have to do. And I would say, look at your time frame. If you have 1 hour, you might only need to accomplish one thing. That's okay. That's one thing, and it's a huge thing. And if that thing that you accomplish is the thing that makes you money, you're going to or priorities for me because I really want to work on building an audience for my blog and YouTube channel, and then getting the money from eBay is where I really need to get that going for my business. Okay. And number 4 would be shut off the social media. I know that's hard and terrible. I mean, I love social media, don't get me wrong, but Facebook, I swear, is like a black hole of like sucking away all productivity. When I get on Facebook, it's like 30 minutes just goes away because I tell myself, okay, go there for this one specific task. Like I need to message somebody. And I swear, as soon as I see that first video, I'm like, oh, look. And then they have this feature on mobile where you open up a video, you might watch it for 2 minutes, but then another one pops up and another one pops up. And I'm just like, it's fun, but it's not productive, right? Unless your goal is to watch videos all night. And then Instagram. I love Instagram. Instagram is one of my favorite platforms to use because it is so informative. There are lots of resellers that share tons of knowledge and information, and you should definitely check out Instagram. But you don't need to do Instagram during your free time, right? This is your business time. And while Instagram will help your knowledge base and will help you move your business forward, you can do that other times. I mean, you can do that during your lunch break. You can do it while sitting on the couch with your toddler or whatever. It's a lot easier to like browse Instagram than it is to like list an item on eBay. So I would suggest just turning off all social media just to make sure you're focused too, because you don't need to be distracted with that stuff. So just to recap, you need to be energized and ready to go. You need to be able to give yourself permission to focus on your business. Prioritize your to-do list according to that. Find the things that you can't do when your kids are there and the things that are going to make you money. And then erase all distractions. So get rid of social media, turn off Facebook and Instagram until you've accomplished those goals. And then by all means, please get on there and share your successes, because you're going to accomplish things, you're going to get things done. And that's the goal, right? Is to get you from working part-time to working full-time potentially, or maybe you just want to have a side hustle forever, which is totally fine. But whatever your goals are, you need to be able to accomplish those in these chunks of time that you have. And because we're probably not going to be getting tons of them, you want to make the most of those free times. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, give it a thumbs up. Put down in the comments below if you guys have any other suggestions. Are there things that you do to make sure that you're super productive when you have the chance to be? And subscribe to my videos, or to my YouTube channel, to make sure that you can get updates on new videos that come out. And check out the blog post for this over at theliberatedmommy.com, and check out, it's got a little bit more examples about how to optimize these tips. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you guys again soon.